Hello and good morning for it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on Dawn Train. I'm Beauty Benjamin. It's a wet day, a cold day out there. It's like we are beginning to step into the raining season. You may need to go out with your umbrella if you're going out because the weather may not tell. Even if the forecast say it may or it may not, but if you're stepping out, just get yourself your umbrella so that you are not caught. Now, thanks for joining us. This is Dawn Train on Rstv, and let's quickly look at what the papers are saying today. And the first on my list this morning, it's Daily Times. Let's go to Daily Times. Okay, on the Daily Times here we have the bold headlights here. INEX AG Chairman Olumekon assumes duty, meets LP delegation. That is the new INEX acting chairman there. Okay, tenure elongation. Showore protest Betukun's continuous stay as IGP. Stories on page 2. Now you go down here, you have UBTH detains mother, newborn baby over inability to pay medical bills. UBTH detains mother, newborn baby over inability to pay medical bills. You find that story on page 11. Okay, we have Plateau killings. Police High Commands deploys asset tactical squads to control. We have SGF inaugurates management system for effective service. Okay, let's move on to the next paper. The Punch. Let's get to the Punch paper. We have the bold headlines on the Punch here. Fuel prices may fall as FEC renews Naira for crude deal. Thank you. I think I like that now. Dangote NNPCL based on the crude Naira for crude deal. Okay, we have on the top here, we have a reverse administrator under fire over LG electorate chiefs remover. Page 2 on the Punch. Has Apapa declared self-check. That's on page 24 of the Punch. Brain drain. Nigeria loses 14,815 nurses, midwives to UK. That's a huge one. It's been happening over the years. That story is on page 32 of the Punch. Okay, we have here, I am saddened by happenings in America. That is coming from Shoika. Okay. And then we have one here, say, no increase in my physical assets after presidency. That is coming from Buhari, former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, let's move on to The Guardian. Okay, now there's a story there now. Tinubu, in the see on the Punch here, Tinubu hails Jim Ovie after prestigious London honor. Yeah, congratulations. Yes. Okay, let's move on to The Guardian. To freedom of the city of London. That's a good one, Jim Ovie. I don't have the bold headlines here. Say CBN craves fiscal authorities supports bets on stronger reserves surplus. That story is on page 6 of The Guardian. Still on The Guardian here, we have Dixon hinges Benue Plateau killing on state failure. You find that story on page 29 of The Guardian. We have Dangote may sell petrol in Naira as FG restores Naira for crude initiative. The story is on page 3. Dangote may sell petrol in Naira. We are expecting that. Okay, US-China trade war escalates as EU exerts ban of flesh. Still on page 3 of The Guardian. Then on page 6 with worsened party woes. Okay, EU advises Nigerian to elect leaders through ballots, not courts. Wow. Serious one here. Okay, I hope they listen. Shakiri vows to shut more oil facilities over world denomination in Warri. That story is on page 7. Okay, moving on to a next paper. Okay, let's move on to the Daily Times. Okay, no, we don't Daily Times now. The Nation. Move on to The Nation. The Nation paper this morning. A return of Naira for crude deal raises stable petrol price hope. Stable. Okay. Policy now permanent for energy security and to reliance on forex in domestic markets. Stay on the point we have here. Ninadi, NSC, Apapa battle for grip of LP with Aburi. Stories on page 4. And we have here Edu 6. We also have here NGX Group approves 4.4 billion naira dividend for shareholders. That's on page 7. We have OVA admitted to freedom of City of London. Okay. Moving on, let's see. 28,000 barrel per day oil terminal shut by protesters. Trump holds 90-day break on tariffs for Nigeria. Others raises China's. Okay, raises China to 104%. Okay, let's move on to the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune. IBAS under fire over appointments of LG administrators in Rivers State. Further story on page 4. PDP accuses NAS of abdicating oversight role on administrator. IBAS in order. Tinubu gave him blank check. Okorio. Tinubu gave him blank check. Okay, so he has a blank check to operate. Okay, that story is on page 4. Labour Party, 1 party, 3 chairmen. Wow, that's a lot. Labour Party, we have 1 party and 3 chairmen. Which one is 1? Okay. We have FG resumes Naira for crude deal. Pump price of petrol may drop. It should drop. Okay. Nigeria posts $6.83 billion balance of payment surplus in 2024. CBN. Still on the Nigerian Tribune, Trump announcing 90-day pause on tariffs except for China. That story is on page 7. Oh, forgive me. Okay. Leadership on opportunity to serve. Leadership, an opportunity to serve, not self-enrich. Buhari tells governors. Buhari tells APC governors. Okay. Anambra 2025. Tinubu wounds trade me off for Soludo. That is Okachuku. Stories on page 16. FG, Chinese firm real deal. Lassa fever, Ondo, Bauchi. Epic Center for NCDC says. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the Vanguard. The Vanguard now, we have the bold headlines here. Nigeria, others face uncertain economic outlook. Nigeria, others face uncertain economic outlook. Yemi Kali. On the top part here, we hear election cases, appeal court presidents, INEC, others seek constitutional review. Stories on page 8. We have Jim Ovie again admitted to freedom of the City of London. Crude oil price crashes, puts FG revenue target in jeopardy. Naira for crude deal continues, FG. Okay, let's come down here. Pandev, court order, Pandev, lawyers, CSOs, others kick as IBAs appoint local government administrators in Rivers. Then for sports lovers, we have under 20 AFCON. Flying Eagles return to Abuja to intensify preparations. Okay, that story is on page 44. And then finally, let's see what Mr. and Mrs. they're saying. Mrs. says, I'm not saying you are cheating on me, but if the story I heard about the girls in your office is anything to go by, you're just bearing Solomon, but you're not wise. Okay, let's take it again now. Mrs. saying, I'm not saying you're cheating on me, but if the story I heard about the girls in your office is anything to go by, you're just bearing the name Solomon, but you're not wise. And Mr. says, let me put your mind at rest. Not all Solomons have not all Solomons have concubines.